Hello and welcome along and welcome back to No Man's Land. We're into the second day of November and I think we've got a fairly clear day on our forecast today. Yep, today is clear the whole way through. So we're going to take advantage of this and we're going to get the really big field that we've got up here cut. And if we do that, then we should be able to get it rowed and wrapped today as well and add to our very large pile of silage bales that we've got over here. Before we get into doing a whole load of ploughing and defining of these other fields. Now, several people pointed out in the comments last time that these green patches here won't actually grow any grass unless I plant some grass in them. So I'm going to be sorting that out today and getting that fixed. But basically what I want to do is this large meadow area here. I want to get this fully cut and ready to turn into fields. And there should be a really nice big load of grass off here and some nice long cuts, and then we can look at exactly what space we have to work with and work out how we're going to divide this into fields. So I've gone round and marked out where the largest area that we can cut and use is. Interestingly, I'm looking at our fields to the side here. We have a few extra meters where we can go and get some more grass. So I'm going to be expanding my road out a little bit further that way and getting that sorted. We also go a little bit further back up the top here than I'd expected. So we go right up to the corner of this woods here. But then on top of that, we actually keep going around the back for a way. And we're behind the trees over here as well. So yeah, lots more space on this large meadow area here than I thought we were going to have, which is absolutely fantastic news. We're going to get a massive amount of silage off this field and go into the second year with just this huge amount of money. We do need to pay off some of our loan, which would be good. But yeah, hopefully we'll still be able to do that once we've got the stuff we need to set up our farm. So finishing up on the fourth headland, and yeah, we're pretty good from here. I've gone round 4 times because the way our piece of kit works is it will merge 2 of these together very easily, so that's the easiest way to go with that. This field doesn't seem as big as I thought it was. Although I still think I'm going to have to split it in 2 because it's still pretty big. But it's not that much bigger than our 2 existing fields or our 3 existing fields. Although our existing grass field is a little bit smaller. So yeah, it's not a massive field, but it is big enough that I think we can split it into 2 and sort of make our work a little bit less hard when we're coming to work with it. It's very loud outside that tractor. I don't know if it's loud for you guys, but certainly for me, the sound level seems to have gone up quite a bit outside the tractors. This though is working very nicely. Doesn't seem too big for our tractor and little mower, but at the same time, this is one of those things where it's going to take time to do a field of this size, and I want a good roadway heading up towards that woodland so that when we do eventually expand that way, we've got easy access to those woods that way. So yeah, we're gonna split this probably into 2 fields, I think, with this one being a little bit squarer and the far end being a little bit longer, simply because this end comes a little bit wider, by this point. So that should all work pretty nicely for us. Oh, why am I going up here? I started going around the edge again. We're not. We're cutting into the field at this point. So, got to remember to keep doing that. I think that the 3 small trees we have in this field are going to have to go probably. They're not in quite the right place to be points at which to divide the field. So, yeah, they are a little bit more in the way than I would like. And as a result, kind of need to go. I think the dividing point is probably going to be just the other side of the boulder in our little grass field over there. It seems to be the point at which this field or this end gets a little bit squarer, so about here-ish, I think. But it's the point at which that part of the field gets a little bit squarer and sort of evens things out. There's not a huge amount that this field goes in, but it's just enough for it to mean that we're gonna be a little bit off center when we divide the 2 up. This though is a fair amount that we're getting off here at the moment. It's going to be a very I think it's probably going to double maybe the amount of silage we've got so far, which would be about right for the sort of the size of the field. So yeah, if it does that, I'll be very happy. It means we'll be well on our way to affording the things we need second year. Maybe even be able to find a combine for a reasonable price, because I don't want to rent one if I can avoid it, as we seem to have enough fields to kind of handle owning a combine, but it would have to be not a very expensive one. I think one of the things I love about this map is how much you shape your own farm. You decide the shape of all your fields, of where everything goes and how it all fits together, and it is such a creative map, and I think that's why it's so popular. Why people like this map so much is because of that, because of the freedom it gives you. It's just absolutely cracking to be able to go from very, very little, like we're doing here, and like so many other people do on here, and come to the point where you could end up with some really big equipment, just working your way up. It's just such a refreshing and nice way to play Farm Sim, and I can't wait to see actually how far we get to go on here. It's one of the nice things as well at the moment is, with there not being a lot of maps, is that we're able to spend a little time on here and build this up, and as a result just have a really good in-depth look at how we build up. And once we get past this first year, I mean, this first year is going to be a lot of silage, and has been a lot of silage. Once we get past this and we get into the new year, and we get our 4 arable fields all set up and everything running really nicely, we start getting a little bit of variety in. We'll get the cows in, we'll get the chickens in, and we'll begin to get a little bit more different jobs to do on the farm than the large amount of mowing and rowing and wrapping that we've done up till now. There is this field done. Good. Let's go and put this away then, and return back up here with the windrower. And we're back with the windrower on the back. Let's turn it on, and we want to start off going, okay, counterclockwise around the field. I actually forgot we should be able to take 3 rows into one here instead of just 2 as I originally thought, which will be good. Although this corner is going to be a little bit messy, that'll be fine. Yeah, but just drive up the middle of this. Or no, just drive slightly off to the center of this. We might be able to get enough into a 3rd windrow. Or get a 3rd windrow in here and be able to pick it up because our bit is should be wide enough. Oh, don't tell me that's just outside my land. That would not be good. Should be. We cut it. Yeah, we're fine. I've said it on here before, but I'm very, very much enjoying using the smaller equipment like this windrower that we've got on the back here. It's kind of a refreshing way to play. It's not equipment that I normally go this small with. You know, normally I'd try and get at least a dual-combed windrower and try and set myself up with something sort of small to medium equipment if I can. But this is a joy, and I think it's partly due to the ability to define the size of my fields here. I know that I can go, right, I've got smaller equipment, I want to break things down a little bit. I'm doing a slightly longer month, I'm doing a 3-day month on here, and as a result, I know that I can take a day or two to do some jobs, especially if I split them up across a couple of fields. So it's, for me, that is working out really, really well on here. And you know, this Massey, it's a sub 100 horsepower tractor, and I've used it for 7.5 hours, and is you know, it is just working incredibly effectively for what we're doing on here. And as a result, yeah, it's a very enjoyable, very pleasing way to play this map. Now, we are going to get some larger equipment eventually, and at that point it will be a case of going in and enlarging these fields, which again, I love that. I love that your farm is going to get larger as you are able to do that, as you're able to increase the size of your farm and increase the size of your equipment. It will everything will be able to scale with it. Just absolutely brilliant. 2 headlands done, and road up, give us plenty of space to do some turning around. Need to try and get that bit in there like that, and then we can lift this and get into the middle of the field and start pulling this all together. There is a lot of grass here. I initially said, oh, I don't think this field is much bigger. Yeah, it is. There's a lot of grass here, and I think there is a good chance we're going to double the amount of silage that we have, which is going to be great. I mean, to have the number of bales we already have is brilliant. To know that we're going to be selling all of this at the top price as well is going to work out really well for us too. So yeah, I don't know how much we're going to make this year, but if it was the 75,000 to do the cows, that would be amazing. That would be absolutely incredible. I don't think it's going to be. I don't think we're going to be quite that well off this first year's worth of silage, but yeah, that would be great if we were, because second year we're going to be relying much more on the other crops to make our money on here. It's nearly 4 in the afternoon in November, and yeah, this is why we need to split this field. At the moment, it is barely doable in a day for this job, and yeah, that means it's just going to take us too long to get done pretty much almost anything else. Plowing wise, I can't see us being able to plow this whole field in a day, and harvesting we should be able to, but yeah, it's one of those things where it's going to push us. It's going to push us to get anything done with how we're playing this to work this field. And I know, yes, we're playing this at 10 times, but that is so that we have a good single day's worth of stuff for each video, and making sure that each video does basically cover a day of what we're doing on here. So I want to make sure this is manageable enough to do in that time, and means that we're going to be able to actually keep this whole thing of doing 1 day per video going. Just gone 4:30, and all of our grass is now in nice neat rows, ready for us to get baled. There's not that many rows, thankfully, but yeah, we are getting to that point where the lights need to come on the tractor. I don't think we're going to get to put the extra bits of grass detail back on the ground today. It's going to be one of those things where trying to get that on is going to be difficult in the dark, so we will do that next time. Right now, I really want to get this off here. We go, and we want to get our baler on. And then we get this field baled and hopefully wrapped, because if we can get this wrapped, we might by mid-December, mid-January. When is our best time to sell this? That would be... Where are you? There we go. Silage. Best time to sell is gonna be January. February is exactly when we want to be selling. So we can get this baled and wrapped today, then we're going to absolutely hit that high point mark and make the most money we can from the majority of our silage. Got quite dark out here now. It is 23 minutes past 6, and yeah, the sun has disappeared below the horizon. We can make it to the end of this row. Yes. Yeah. I can pretty much see the rows I've got in front of me, but not much else. I don't think we're going to get to wrap these bales this evening. Playing Hunt the Bale in the dark is not a fun game. So we're going to get the rest of this baled up, I think. And then next day, we'll be able to get all these wrapped. Does mean that it'll probably be late December before these bales actually ferment to silage. Not a huge problem, though. As we've seen, the best price we're expecting is in January. So we want to be able to have these ready for then. And then that will work out the best for us. And we're cutting this out at the right time. What it does mean is we need to wrap and remove these bales before we can get this plowed next time. And I think we're probably going to do that over 2 days as well. Get the first field ready and then get the second one done. I said 24 bales. We are currently releasing our 23rd. Is there enough grass here to grab one more bale? It's going to be the question. There's not a massive amount left on this field, and we're only reaching 56% off this final row here. Ooh, actually, we do have still a reasonable amount there. No, I don't think we're going to get much beyond 80%. Even if I go hunting as much grass as I can around the rest of this field. That is pretty good though. I'm happy with that. 23 bales in total. 23 bales today. 50 bales in total. That is pretty awesome. I am very, very happy with that. So we're going to get our tractor back to the farm. There's a few bits of grass hanging around on this field. It might be enough to get another full bale off here. I will probably give it a go before we start next time. But for now, I'm going to leave this here. So all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.